Rock bottom is fertile ground. This is episode 4 of Ground with Terri, where we get together and we talk about personal development, a little bit of story time, nature, journaling, and more. I am out in the woods today, one of my favorite places to be for this episode, and I just wanted to make this video about rock bottom because for me, I've been there and I've heard people talking about it in my offline life lately. So I have so much to say about rock bottom, but one thing that I've always said about it is that it's fertile ground, and what that means is becoming more and more clear for me as time goes on. It's not somewhere that you want to necessarily return to or keep returning to because it's fertile ground. Like, there's fertile ground that is not rock bottom. But if you're there, I can tell my personal story about how I've gone there, how I've gotten out of there and gotten to a point where I built some resilience to understand more about this place we find ourselves in when it seems like maybe resources are depleted, when it seems like our world is not making sense. A lot of it is about resources seeming like they're disappearing or being depleted from our lives, and our livelihood and our well-being is kind of at risk. And for me, it was the direct result of job loss. It started in about 2020, but it was even before that. It was definitely before that. There's been a pattern for me of kind of just crashing out so hard, and I guess if I was going to tell the first story, the first rock bottom type experience, I had to leave my undergrad and college. Things were not working out. It was my mental health. I was not doing too well. And I went back during that fertile ground. What I did is I actually went hiking a lot. I went out to the woods. I spent a lot of time in nature. I got involved with a nonprofit that brings people outside, and I just really got involved with that. And so that was one of the first rock bottoms. Then I had a rock bottom shortly after college. I applied for a job that I had my eyes on for a very long time. And I realized that someone in my network was also going for it, and I just backed off and let them have it. I didn't even apply, and that was a rock bottom, even though I was framing it as letting them have it because they deserved it more than me. That was a rock bottom for my confidence of just oh, this thing that I wanted, there was competition. And so I, at the time I backed away. Then there was rock bottom when in 2020 things were not working out with an employer for various reasons, and I decided to leave. And then there was rock bottom when I got hired at an amazing company, and again I couldn't handle it. My mental health was there was just too much going on in my personal life, and I couldn't handle a full-time job. So I actually was asked to leave that place. Yeah, it's these stories of loss are pretty heavy. I think that experience in 2021 was really my last significant self-sabotage and rock bottom. Now, there's been little things that have come up, and I've still got deprogramming and like reprogramming to do with my subconscious and figuring out, exactly me at my essence without all the noise and nonsense. But I think what I can say about rock bottom is that it's the experiences that over time you get to look back and see the growth. And so even if in the moment it's not making sense, it will. It will. For example, that job that I gave the opportunity to somebody else, I got that exact position just like 10 years later. And I was a lot more grateful for it at the time. And I was able to actually execute a lot better than I would have been able to in 10 years prior, because I just had more maturity and more experience. So if things aren't working out, they will. And I think the thing about the short term and like the rock bottom is that it's kind of like the analogy of rock climbing, okay? And not everyone, like this, I don't mean this in a way of like everyone should be able to rock climb. It's not about that. It's about the concept of rock climbing. It's about the concept of what's happening when you're doing that. It's not about the actual physical activity of it, because I understand it's not accessible to everybody. So please don't misunderstand that I'm using an analogy that I am trying to do it in a way where it's like, if you've never done it or you never can do it, you can still take something from this, I hope. And what it is that when you're rock climbing, it's about strategy more than it's about strength. And when you're at rock bottom, you kind of have to look at resources differently. You have to look at what you've got differently. You've got to look at what you need differently. You've got to look at your time differently. You've got to look at how you're operating your day down to the minute, down to the hour differently, so that you can get out of that situation. And also with rock climbing, it's about the chalk. It's about having the tools, right? So if you're at a place where maybe, for me, like when I lost my job, I needed money stat. Like I needed to pay my bills. So I got a job at Dunkin' Donuts. Did it not necessarily be the best thing for me in a lot of ways? Yes. Did it allow me to pay my bills? Yes. And I'm not saying give up on your dreams. I'm not saying that taking something like a job that you don't really want is a forever solution. It's just that if you need to make it happen. Like just make it happen. That's the thing about rock bottom that I've learned, is like you can make it happen. And being kind to yourself through the process. I mean, sure, maybe I could have worked at like a mom and pop coffee shop instead of Dunks, but I knew it was going to be short term. So why was I going to go to a, no offense, why was I going to go to a mom and pop just to leave a month later? Like, I'm not going to do that to a mom and pop shop. That's just my personal values, and like I can only speak for myself. So maybe there is something that you took from this. I hope so, and I just hope you have a beautiful day. Gonna keep it a little bit short, so I'll see you on the next video, okay?